So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Howard the Duck, 1986. I got this movie because it had a bad reputation as being one of the worst movies of all time. George Lucas commercial flop. I used to collect comic books like this when I was a teenager. I like Marvel comics, and my cousin liked DC comics. So this is based on a 1976 Marvel Comics short-lived kind of El Borba type duck. Chomps on cigars and reads pornos from another planet. He's a lot less rough character in this film. They try to make him more lovable, I guess. Like I said, this movie gets a bad reputation for being one of the worst movies ever. Unjustly deserved, I might add. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought I was going to hate it, the first 45 minutes or so. But Jeffrey Jones is the reason to watch. That's the Dark Overlord! Anyways, I'll get to that later. It's about the alien duck gets beat down by some kind of ray that Jeffrey Jones is using, but we don't see Jeffrey Jones until like halfway through the movie. And that's where the real fun starts. I love his Dark Overlord character, but I'll get to how he transforms himself into an evil demon from outer space later. So the first part of the movie is kind of boring. Howard the Duck gets transported from this planet to Cleveland, where he's running from all these punks. We're watching a rock band called the Cherry Bombs. They don't really sound like punk. They sound more like Cyndi Lauper or Madonna or some. I think it was supposed to be a mix between Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. And the music is awful, by the way. It's produced by Thomas Dolby. If you know who that is, another 80s guy. Who did She Blinded Me with Science, I think, was his claim to fame. The one-hit wonder, Thomas Dolby. Man. So like I said, I thought I was going to hate this movie. Howard the Duck trying to find a job at some hot tub place. Guess he gets in a fight with Leah Thompson. They've got some kind of bestiality thing going there, where she gets in her lingerie and kisses his beak. Tim Robbins is a kind of nutty lab assistant. I didn't particularly care for any of the actors in this, except for Jeffrey Jones. It was absolutely incredible acting as the Dark Overlord. Anyway. So Leah Thompson takes him to Tim Robbins, who's nothing more than a lab assistant, janitor type guy. They get into a fight, and then they manage to reconcile later. Howard the Duck beats up Leah Thompson's rock group manager takes all his money and gives it to the band. And they say, hey, why don't we make Howard the Duck our manager? Well, he's got bigger problems. He wants to go back to his planet. Oh, he's got lingering doubts about whether he wants to leave Leah Thompson. Meanwhile, the ray gun to outer space, or whatever that thing is, that giant laser beam to outer space, malfunctions again. Jeffrey Jones gets possessed by some dark overlord monster from a distant galaxy. And that's where the real fun starts. You see all kinds of explosions and funny one-liners. The jokes up to this point are pretty lame until Jeffrey Jones gets possessed in the the honky-tonk cowboy sushi place. I don't know where they came up with that idea, but it was pretty clever. Anyways, Jeffrey Jones is the reason to watch. He starts shooting laser beams through his eyes and his hands and stuff. He's got this octopus tentacle that comes out of his mouth. It goes into a cigarette lighter inside of an 18-wheeler truck. Well, the front of an 18-wheeler truck. And there's a funny scene where he gets stuck in some kind of smog check. He just proceeds to blow up the police and all the cars. Then there's a lame chase scene with Tim Robbins and Howard the Duck trying to go after this guy. There just happens to be some kind of laser disintegrator. The Dark Overlord likes to get his power from cigarette lighter and nuclear plant. Pretty crazy stuff, man. The last 45 minutes of this movie are just completely nuts. Yeah, we're talking 1 hour, 51 minutes. So I'd say the last 50 minutes, A-okay. First hour, skip it. Anyways, this was a lot better than I expected after watching Myra Breckenridge, which has a richly deserved reputation as one of the worst movies ever. This one is just pure cheese, man. It's got the science fiction and the comedy going. Jeffrey Jones is the only funny guy. All the other one-liners and jokes are pretty lame, except for his. He starts blowing up the cafe there, or whatever it is. And he says, "Closing time." Oh man, he's got veins popping out of his head and dinosaur scales popping out of his back. And then the monsters in their true form are just incredibly ugly. Glad I didn't show this movie to my son. He would have been freaked out. Because the monsters look just as good as anything from Stuart Gordon type grotesqueness. So, cool flick. I gave it 4 to 5 stars. I liked it. I didn't love it just because the first part was so lame. If they had made it more consistent with the Dark Overlord theme, just 2 hours straight of that, it would have been a really good movie. But the movie changed direction so fast. It's like you're looking at Jeffrey Jones and you're thinking, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And how did the plot change so fast? It's great stuff. So if they would just gotten rid of Howard the Duck and made this movie The Dark Overlord instead of Howard the Duck, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. They poured a ton of movie in. They poured a ton of money into this thing. And I don't even think they broke even. So I guess George Lucas was hemorrhaging money at this point. He had to sell his Lucasfilm division to Steve Jobs, which later became Pixar Studios, I guess, just to raise some cash. He must have been bleeding a lot of cash by the time of this movie. And it's unfortunate that it didn't get better reviews, but hey, it can't win them all, I guess. I refused to watch Star Wars after the third movie when things started going downhill. Even Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was kind of, I don't know. It's a good movie, but yeah. That's when Lucas started getting Disney-fied, I guess, with his Ewoks and whatnot. The little fuzzy teddy bears swinging like Tarzan, swinging around like Tarzan. So that was a big change from the first two movies. Started a downhill trend, in my opinion. Anyways, this movie wasn't really part of the downhill trend. I wouldn't say, just because the stop motion effects are so great, and Jeffrey Jones puts on a performance far better than any of the 8 midgets who played Howard the Duck, including the guy who played Chucky in Child's Play. So, anyways, Leah Thompson, of course, was in Back to the Future series, played Michael J. Fox's teenage mother, I guess. Yeah, there's Paul Guilfoyle also in this. Another guy who's been in some movies. So this was a Lucasfilm under Universal. I guess it was George Lucas's dream to make a movie about his favorite comic book or whatever. Unfortunate choice for him, at least financially. But you know, all this stuff's owned by Disney now. So Disney or whoever got Steve Jobs, Pixar Studios. This is a public company or something. I don't know. Things change so much in the entertainment business. I'm not too much interested in mainstream movies. Although this one definitely has a well-deserved cult status. So I'm glad I picked this. I had a feeling I was going to like it, actually. I read the review in Psychotronic Video Guide. Michael J. Weldon talks about a lot of boring chases, but incredible special effects at the end. That's a pretty good summary of Howard the Duck. I just love the Jeffrey Jones character. I wish they would have had more of him in the beginning, but oh well. Nobody's perfect, I guess. I guess a lot of careers were destroyed by this movie too. So it's unfortunate that people didn't react to it. I thought it was pretty good overall. 4 to 5 stars. So not a great movie. It could have been better, but it's certainly not one of the worst movies ever. It gets a relatively high rating on IMDb. It's about 4.5 or something. Don't remember exactly, but I know it's over 4 out of 10. Hip Hop Locals movie is less than 2, so yeah, I tend to believe that one's worse than Howard the Duck. But Breckenridge, I'm not so sure. I really hated that movie, and I actually like Hip Hop Locals. I love that flick. It's one of those so bad that it's good type flicks. I'm surprised that it doesn't get higher reviews, but I guess not enough people like me watch it. So nobody knows about it. It's really obscure and kind of a hidden gem. So I guess I'll watch Mac and Me next. The E.T. ripoff, I mean McDonald's commercial, I mean crass marketing movie. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if that one's in this Psychotronic Video Guide. I'll have to look it up. Back in me. It's one of those that got lumped together with one of the worst movies of all time. Probably won't like Mac and Me, but I will like Freddy Got Fingered. That's my guess. I probably won't like the Yui Bowl movie, just because he slips his own. Oh, here we go, Mac and Me. Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Ronald McDonald. He says the message is eat more overpriced junk food, kids. That's pretty funny. So that's the next one I'm going to review. My son likes Ninjago Legos on Netflix, so I rented to him American Ninja. I'm also going to rent him Beverly Hills Ninja. He liked Kung Fury, so it has a ninja in it. So I figured you like these other ninja movies, especially if it's a comedy with Chris Farley. But anyway, we built some SpongeBob Mega Block set today. He was pretty excited about that. I tried to teach him phonics, but he just kept looking at his Mega Block set. So I'll try again Thursday night. I know he's not going to be able to do the Khan Academy measurement type of mathematics, so probably won't be able to set Thursday night, but anyways. Trying to get dates lined up for next week. There's 20-something in Cambodia. I was busy hanging out with friends. That should be interesting to see if she follows through on a weekday night next week. Other than that, not much going on. Just waiting for my divorce trial to end so I can vacate the order and appeal. Complain against the judge, maybe go after my ex-wife for perjury if I can. You get some additional spousal support that's in arrears, that kind of thing. So I'm working on that. That's going to be royal pain in the ass later this year. Trying to transfer my kid from government school to private school or parochial school. It's going to be a never-ending war, too. So, I guess I'll get Mac and me tomorrow. Don't have any dates lined up, so I'll watch the bonus features for the underrated, much maligned Howard the Duck. Watch some of the bonus features on there, and then maybe I'll finish Mac and Me tomorrow night. So be looking for that video tomorrow. I'm probably not going to like Mac and Me, but I thought I was going to hate Howard the Duck after watching the first 45 minutes or hour or so. Man, Howard the Duck is a long movie. I didn't realize it was almost 2 hours. But the last part is very entertaining, so it kind of got me hooked on it. It wasn't as bad as they say. Yeah, some of the dialogue and acting is pretty bad. But I think Jeffrey Jones rescues it towards the end. He's a great actor. There's been a lot of movies, recognizable face, as it were. So you can always count on him to put on good performance, I guess. Top-notch special effects and makeup and whatnot. And they must have poured a ton of money into this movie. And have it come up short like this, really ended up with egg on their face. Even more so than Myra Breckenridge, which doesn't nearly have as much special effects. And I don't think it has any special effects. So it's kind of cool to see George Lucas make a B movie like this. pour tons of money into the kind of stuff that you and I like. It's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. Especially the Jeffrey Jones character, like I said. But enough about him. I'll let you go. 4 to 5 stars. I say check out the last 50 minutes or so of this movie and skip the beginning, because that's when all the fun starts. Laters.